What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NFL Week 10. Sleeper picks. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. Okay, in this video, I'm going to give you some of my top sleeper picks, super low priced and low ownership players that could crush value this week and give your lineup an advantage over the field. These are risky plays, meant for large tournaments only. Don't go all in on any of these guys. They are high risk, high reward picks. And if you stay to the very end after all my picks and after I show you the Draft Dashboard tools, I'll give you my super secret sleeper pick that no one's talking about. Okay, let's take a look at the quarterback position. My sleeper pick at quarterback is Alex Smith for the Washington Redskins playing the Tampa Bay Bucks, who have the absolute worst team defense overall, and they give up the absolute most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Alex Smith has scored 20, 12, and 13 fantasy points in his last 3 games. He's averaging 16 fantasy points per game on the season. He actually gets 4.4 rush attempts per game. Alex Smith is only $5,300 DraftKings salary, $2,300 more on FanDuel. I think it's a great DraftKings price. Alex Smith is projected at 17.7 fantasy points. I think he's going to do a little bit better than that. With this matchup, I think he gets into the 20s. Look, if you're going to take a shot on Alex Smith, this is the week to do it. I know he doesn't have a high ceiling, but you never know. At such a low salary, if he can get into the end zone and throw a couple of touchdown passes, you're going to crush value with Alex Smith at a low ownership. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all our DFS tools for NFL, and the tools for NBA are awesome. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Okay, let's see who we have at the running back position. My running back sleeper pick is Jordan Howard for the Chicago Bears versus the Detroit Lions, who have the 11th worst defense overall and give up the 4th most fantasy points to opposing running backs. Jordan Howard has scored 17, 14, and 12 fantasy points in his last 3 games, averaging 11.6 fantasy points per game on the season. He's getting an average of 18 touches per game. He got 14 rush attempts last game, 22 rush attempts the game before that. Jordan Howard is only $4,700 DraftKings salary. He's $1,800 more on FanDuel, but you can't beat that DraftKings price. I mean, he's priced right there with Duke Johnson from Cleveland, who's another sleeper pick, and Dion Lewis from Tennessee at $4,600, who's another great pick. So between those 3 backs, you got 3 great low-priced running backs that could easily hit value for you in Week 10. I love Jordan Howard playing at home. Hey, I know Tariq Cohen seems to be the one getting in the end zone, but Jordan Howard scored 17 fantasy points last week. He's got a great matchup this week. I am definitely playing Jordan Howard on DraftKings. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the wide receiver position. My wide receiver sleeper pick is Danny Amendola for the Miami Dolphins playing the Green Bay Packers, who have the 12th worst defense overall and give up the 3rd most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Danny Amendola has scored 10, 14, and 20 fantasy points in his last 3 games, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 5.7 targets, but he's got 7, 6, and 7 targets in his last 3 games, so his target share is going up. Danny Amendola is only $4,500 DraftKings salary, $800 more on FanDuel, projected at 10.3 fantasy points this week. I think Danny Amendola is a good play. He's a talented wide receiver. He's got a great matchup. His ownership should be low, and he could get back to that 15-20 point mark that he hit just 2 or 3 games ago. Okay, moving on to the tight end position. My tight end sleeper pick is Austin Hooper from the Atlanta Falcons, playing the Cleveland Browns, who are the 6th worst defense overall and give up the 9th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. Austin Hooper has scored 7, 8, and 22 fantasy points in his last 3 games, averaging 10.8 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 5.5 targets per game. His targets in the last 2 games have gone down. He's got 3, 4, and 10 targets in his last 3 games. Because of that, a lot of people are going to be off Austin Hooper, who's only $3,800 DraftKings salary, $2,000 more on FanDuel, but I love that DraftKings price. Projected at 9.5 fantasy points this week, Austin Hooper could be a low salary, low owned, sneaky play. If he gets in the end zone again, you're going to crush value. Austin Hooper's had a couple of monster games this year. Let's see if he can do it again in week 10. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. You've unlocked the bonus content. My super secret sleeper pick is Josh Doctson for the Washington Redskins playing the Tampa Bay Bucks, who are the absolute worst defense overall, and they give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Josh Doctson has scored 12, 10, and 7 fantasy points in his last 3 games, an average of 5.1 targets per game. He got 6 targets last game, and Josh Doctson's only $4,300 DraftKings salary, $600 more on FanDuel. He's projected for 10 fantasy points this week. Fantastic matchup. I can see Josh Doctson getting into the end zone and hitting value. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for week 10. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.